too, I guess. I guess I'll get that too then. It's 1:30 right now. I could probably go get the part and be back by, I can be back by next Thursday, next week. You want me to go get the truck and bring it in here? What else do you need?
Can I use my sink?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use this sink, but yeah, you could use the other. You have what, a couple bathrooms in here?
Grab those bags and we can back up to the truck.
Well, so are we gonna come back a different day or are we gonna call someone else out? Because that's 3 bags and just 2 guys. Today? Yo, what's up, man? Fresh, first day on the job. What's poppin'? Just passed that ball, nice talking.
Nice to meet you. Are those the only shoes you brought?
Yo, you like them? Y'all don't got AC?
Not out here.
That's sus, bro. What's up, baby? What's it do? Man, it's gonna be me and you out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Slanging and banging. You and me all day, every day. What?
Fresh air.
Bussin', bro. Man, what y'all got up in the fridge, dude? Oh, apple juice! You should get me on there, man, with a fit check. With the flat cap bill, rocking them Jordan 4s, right? With the Home Hero shirt. I've gone to shops where literally guys have pulled me aside and be like, man, I love all this stuff you're teaching, but if I do this, I'll be out till midnight. They're just gonna give me more calls. And it's heartbreaking. It's like, man, what's the real goal here? Like if I've got 12 tables in a restaurant and I can serve those 12 people and give them the best experience ever and I can be profitable. If I wanna make more money, I'm gonna add a 13th table. I'm not gonna add a 13th customer. Meaning I'm gonna increase my capacity. I'm not just gonna shove more people into my capacity. If my room fits 56 people and I wanna sell more tickets to my event, I either have to increase the capacity or hold separate events. I can't put 115 people into a room of 57 people.
They want a tankless and a softener installed. They don't have either, and they've already been approved for financing.
What's that got to do? So you want me to go out there and do that call?
Well, they also say they've been having trouble with their sewer line and been wanting to replace it for a while, but they can't find somebody who they like to do it, but they think they trust us.
I don't want to have to work super hard to get it though. You want me to repipe the house, put it in a new tankless, softener. You say something about a sewer line?
That's what it looks like. I think we should go check it out, man.
No, bro, this is ridiculous. And is this commission?
Yeah, I already talked to the owner about it. He wants to actually double your commission on it because it's such a big job.
So you want me to go out there, you want me to run this call, it's a bunch of work and a bunch of money or whatever, but it's also a bunch of taxes, and you're gonna have people out there helping me, watch me, do what I do, and then you want me to get it done faster so I make even more money, and then I have to, take another call because now I'm done by Thursday or something?
What else are you gonna be doing instead here, Steve? This is the job, man.
You got any odor smells or anything like that on there? Like maybe like in a different, maybe just... Why does on-call suck? Well, look, here's the thing. Most companies that do on-call 24/7 after hours, they don't treat it the same way they do during normal hours. They have a full staff and they have a full support system if someone calls between 8 and 5. But then after hours, they don't have a CSR, they don't have a supply staff, they don't have a lot of other things, and they want to go out and charge the same rates to the customer, if not even more, because they're doing after hours work. If you want to charge more and do on-call, then provide more service after hours. If you can't provide at least the same service that you provide during the day after hours, then you shouldn't do it. Think of it like an emergency room. Not every doctor is open after hours, but emergency rooms have a full staff after hours. Be an emergency room or be a doctor. But you gotta pick one. And make sure that whatever you pick, you can service to the full. When there's no plumbers to hire, there's still a lot of plumbers that don't work for you working in your city. You're just not known enough. And so everybody tries to be just known enough because you don't want to overspend your marketing. And he goes, well, what do you do with all the money you spend on leads that you can't get to? And I'm like, well, what do you do with all the money you don't make when you're slow? See how this goes both ways? So I would rather spend a couple extra thousand every month and waste it and be known and have leads and momentum and be moving forward and I can hire into than to have that day, just one day when I'm slow. Be a couple grand in revenue off of one truck that we don't get.
It's that time again!
You've now entered the No Sale Zone.
No Sales Zone.
Where Chris Fresh
The plumbing sales coach.
peels back the curtain of what sales really is. Buckle up. Buckle up. And get ready to learn how to increase ticket average by providing better service. And now, your host,
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
CF.
The plumbing sales coach.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Fresh Approach. Tonight, we are talking about value stacking, and I am so excited. But first, let's get into who's here and who's with us. So where you from, where you plumb, tell us where you're at, and tell us what company you work for. Tonight, I'm wearing Home Heroes. These are one of my favorite companies in our program. They've been in our program for about 2.5 years, and they have an amazing story that solidifies what we're going to teach. Tonight, we're going to talk about value stacking. This is the big one. This is the big topic. If, you ever hear those people like, in 2 days from now, we're going to cover, and if you buy my thing, then we're going to cover it tonight. It's going to be free, and I'm going to change the industry with this one lesson. Now, if you've been paying attention, we're in the middle of a 6-part series on how to cook in sales, and there are 3 ingredients that we've been talking about: relationship, diagnose, and value stacking, and the main one that we're going to focus on tonight is the old value stack. The stack attack is coming back. Katie, Texas in the house. What's up, Mr. Potty Plumbing? Caitlin Anderson from CJM Plumbing. What's up, Kate? Good to see you. Chris as well. I'm sure he's on here. What's up, David White from Streamline Plumbing? Good to see the internet is alive and working in Mississippi. You knew that was coming, brother. Drain Doctor's in the house. Good to see you. One Tom Plumber. Good to see you guys. Hey, look, tonight we're going to be talking about some Southeast PA. Back for more, he says. Back for more. All right, Patrick, welcome to the show. Good to see you, sir. I am going to have a little bit of a sickness going on today, so we're going to have some water nearby. Like the water boy said, got to have fresh water, right? Is it with quality H2O, right? Mama said. We're going to talk about H-Town, Shauna Dobbs. Oh, she's all up in here like, I won $50 on the last show. Look at me. I'm amazing. I'm taking all your money. Duncan Plumbing. What's up, Isaiah? So either you are really, really closely connected to the people that own that, or that's you. I think it's you. What's up, Mary Sperling? Good to see you. Eddie Rourke. Eddie, what's up? In the house. Eddie's the man, dude. You ever get someone that's like, if you're an owner watching real quick, from my owners real quick, you ever get that person in your organization, you're like, dude, this ain't an employee. Like, this is a running mate. That's Eddie. That's Eddie. Shauna Dobbs, you are too kind with the stars. Thank you. Hey, we're going to talk about value stacking tonight. This is like one of my favorite things to talk about. The other thing I like to talk about is all your personal problems. That's the other thing I like to talk about. We're not going to do that on here. It's for you that are in the program or in the coaching program. You're like, yep. Oh, wait, give me that hat back. Give me the one we had up the other night. I see him on here. Right there. Yep. Give it to me. My man from Canada. Plum's up in the house. Good to see you guys. I'm rocking Home Heroes tonight. Home Heroes, man, what a wild story. They went from hopefully Ashley and Vince are on here, but they went from right around $1 million, maybe a little under $1 million, $900,000 a year, 2.5 years ago. Been in business for 9 years. Been in the program for about 2 years. They're pacing 5. I think they finished at 4, crushing it. And the crazier part is that they're not one of these big private equity firms that came in and raised their prices and made money. No, they did it the right way, and I'm going to show you how to do it tonight. They have raving fans. Their customers love them. I go by their shop. People are swinging by with their kids trying to get capes for their kids, and like they love them. They're like a little bit. I don't like them a little bit because they're a little bit more famous than me, and I'm like, hey, hold up. What's up, anytime? Good to see you guys. Columbia, Missouri. Josh J.B. Burleson, what's up? Doe Water Boy. Remember that part in the locker room? Hey, that is amazing, Caitlin. They put the work in. A lot of people say, oh, Chris, you changed my life. I'm like, no, I didn't. I wrote a book. You read it and implemented. A lot of people read the book, don't do nothing with it. But Ashley and Vince, they read that book and they implement it. They get the credit. Yeah, man, the whole town is purple where they live. When you start pulling into Anderson, you start seeing the yard signs. It's like, geez, do they own this? Is this Anderson? VIP Plumbing. VIP Plumbing is this the VIP Plumbing in our program? I know we've never met. Yeah, I've seen your name. Nice to see you on here. All right, tonight, value stack. There's going to be 3 rules that we break down when we get into this. And then like normally I do 3 points, then the show ends, and we play the bump, outro music. But tonight, only half the show is going to be the 3 rules. Then we're going to do the math. Who's ready to do math tonight? We're going to do some math. We're not going to sing. All right, the main topic for tonight is value stacking. There's 3 rules to value stacking. And why this matters is because these rules that I tell you, these things that I'm going to teach you tonight, well, they're not really new. I didn't come up with it. I just observed it. I just actually was shocked it wasn't happening in the plumbing company. Let me tell you really quickly, though, why I want to be the expert on this subject, why I feel like I can help you guys. I'm going to throw up a little stat sheet. I just want you to see what I've done with this, and you can do the same thing. In our title, I said $3,800, $3,200 ticket average. That's actually my ticket average as the plumbing sales coach traveling around to shops and running calls. Back when I ran the shop in Indy and when I ran my own calls back then, I was at $1,800 a call. Times were different. Life was different, and we didn't have this full process dialed in. I was still out in the field running calls. But now that we have our full process dialed into other companies and we're rocking and rolling, and I go visit their shop, I'm at $3,200 a call, and that's probably scattered over the last 7 years. And it's been everything from small towns to big towns to whatever you want to call them towns. It's been crazy out there. And I tell you, every time I go on a shop visit, it's like I'm in a fishbowl. Like everyone's staring at me. Every owner's like, he's here. Every plumber is like, oh my gosh, here he is. I'm gonna be the one that exposes this clown. I'm gonna show everybody he doesn't know what he's doing. Mike Whitcop, what's up, brother? Lehigh Valley in the house. All right, Bill's Mafia in the house, folks. They're here. They're real. Okay, we're going to talk about this. Here's my stats. Just quick stats, real quick. $2.5 million I sold in plumbing in a single year. I can't see the cameras in the way. Multiple shop visits. Slide it over my head. I don't care. Just slide it over so I can see it. No, over. Yeah, multiple shop visits with over 20K sold in 2 days. I've done that several times. Took a company from 20 to 55K in 2 months. I did that one personally. Currently, our program average is over 1K per call. Really quick on that one. We did a mastermind last year. And we had everyone bring their numbers. You can take that off. We had everyone. Well, hold up. But look at the photo, dude. I'm out there dunking on LeBron. I'm out there. What's up, sucker? Kobe in the house, baby. Hold on. Don't make me do it. All right. I remember that game, dude. Triple-double. It was me and Ice Cube. He scored a triple-double, too. You probably heard about it. He wrote a song about it. It was a really good day. Mushroom Town. Dude, me and Mike went on a call one time, and this lady talked to Mike about psilocybin, like mushrooms, like drugs, and she had to have been like 70 years. I was like, what is happening right now? How many of you have been on a call and you're just like, no one's going to believe this? No one's going to. 5'6" and dunking on LeBron. Dude, it's not about how tall you are. It's about how mighty you are. I'll dunk on that fool. Plus, I'm wearing Home Heroes. I got a cape. All right, so there's my stack shop. There's my claim to credibility. Let me show you something. I've done it, I promise. Okay, rule number 1. Don't hang up on me. Don't hang up on me. The first option is the symptom. Here's what I know. And I'm going to try to break this philosophy down to you as we go through tonight. But here's what I know. People call into plumbing most of the time because plumbing told them to, right? Like their plumbing leaks onto their eye or drips or wakes them up or makes a noise or makes a smell or they see water. Okay, plumbing says, hey, remember me? You use me all the time, but you forgot about me. And so they basically call you because they got a leaking item. But I've told you before in the previous episodes, if you go back to the last episode, I talked about diagnosing and I say, hey, look, you can't look at this like the problem just started today. You got to look at it like it's been building for a while and it showed up today. So that means the other items in the house are probably experiencing those vitals and those things we talked about. So in this first option, the one thing that we know for sure the customer values and is willing to buy is the thing they called out for. That's the thing that said, hey, call me. They didn't call you the day before when it wasn't leaking. So that means if there's other shutoffs in their house that aren't leaking, they're not thinking about them. It's not that they don't want to replace them or they don't want to buy. They just don't know about them. And there's no reason to replace them if they don't need to be fixed. So rule number 1, if the customer calls in and says, hey, I got a leaking toilet, that's option 1. For today, how do I just simply repair? And how do I take care of what the customer's called out for in that first option? So that's going to be a toilet rebuild, most likely. Could be a new toilet if the toilet's cracked and unfixable, but it's going to be the least thing needed to get them back on track. That's always option 1. I don't care how the call goes. I don't care what the customer says. And I'll even take it a step further. CSRs, if you're watching, when you book that call, if the customer calls, I got a leaking toilet, you say, great. You go, here's our information, here's whatever. And then you get their address, you get them on the schedule, and you go, any other issues? They go, actually, you know what? I have another issue that I want you to take a look at too. That is not option 1. I can't be more serious about this because here's the thing. In college, if you were to go to college and take a business class, they would say you need to have a value ladder in your business, meaning you need to have a progression for customers to buy. You need to be able to make things affordable, things they can buy here, all the way up to things that are outrageously, maybe dream products. You go to Best Buy and they're going to have batteries and remotes and cheap TVs, and then they got more expensive TVs, and they got TVs with surrounds, and they got like the Magnolia room, and they got couches with TVs built into them, and it just keeps going up. But no one can get to that top ladder rung unless they have the first rung on the ladder to get to that. Meaning there's no progression of wanting the most expensive thing until you've seen the value of the cheapest thing. Let me break this down a little bit more for you as we dig into this, but I'm telling you, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this here a little bit later in the show, but I'm telling you right now, the thing that they are capable of buying, the thing that they are willing to buy is the thing that they called you out there for. And if you add any more to it, you make it almost impossible for them to consider anything else. And here's another crazy one. Let's say I'm going to do a free water heater flush for some crazy reason. I don't know. They called me out here for a softener. They want me to install a brand new softener. And they're like, I got a bypass. I just want another softener. I come out and it's like, whatever it costs. And I tell them that. And they go, I want to do it. And let's say you want to flush the water heater. That conversation come out and you go, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you do the water or the softener today, I'll flush your water heater for free and it's only 3 or 4 years old. Let's get all the sediment out of it, kind of get its clock restarted. Maybe that's the scenario. That free water heater flush is going in option 2. The only dunk he's doing is Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know what that means, Eddie. I do know what that means, Eddie. I don't like it. I do like it. All right, you got me. Chris equals GOAT. LeBron equals, that's clown. Trash. Oh, there's Kyle Ross. Dude, you won my heart, bro. You want a hat or a shirt? You won my heart. I'm married. I'm just letting you know I'm married. So, it's platonic. But you want a hat or a shirt, bro? We got a hat or a shirt pack for you. Dude, anybody that can see the truth like that, they're in the fresh force. It's not even hard to figure out. LeBron's a joke. La joke. I started the show and my whole business so enough people will watch me one day so I could call LeBron a clown. I can't even say his name. He don't deserve it. Kobe all day. Why do people do that? Like, they're both Lakers. He's not. All right, I'm done. I move on. He's 316 on the Papa Shot at the office. You know it, baby, dude, from downtown. How to build when business doesn't push value or stacking. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Joe. I don't know who you are, where you're at, where you work, but I wouldn't work there. I wouldn't. Well, tell me what town you're in. I'll tell you what company to go to. If you're in Anderson, Indiana, it'd be this one for me. MJ is the GOAT, dude. He was the greatest of first of all time. Go Five. He was the first greatest of all time, and then Kobe came along. All right. The first option has to be, I want to work through this really quick, so I want to get to the math part. So rule number 2, everything's got to have an a la carte price on it. Every item. Okay, Every item has to have this. If you go back in the day and looked at the McDonald's menu, it would say like combo meal, but then it would have the a la carte price. Right now, it has the a la carte price. It just doesn't say a la carte anymore. But they'll say like $8.99 for the value menu, and then it'll say like $4.99. So you know the sandwich, if you just buy the sandwich by itself, it's $4.99. Everything's got to have a la carte price so you understand the value. In fact, if I'm doing that free water heater flush in that example I gave before, I'm telling them that these are normally $189. These are normally $229. These are normally whatever they are. This is huge because what happens is a lot of people are dealing with price complaint. How many of you are dealing with price complaint? Type price complaint into the comments. Price complaint. Oh, and by the way, if you're in our program, if you are one of the techs in our program, it's about 1,000 or so in our program. Kelly Evans, why is her comment hidden? You got to unhide that. That's hilarious. What'd she say? I got it. Unhide. Can you just wear the giant hat for these? It helped me focus. Where's our big noggin? It's at the new studio. Okay. Now we're moving. We built a whole new place and we just moved into it. So LeBron is on option 1. My man. Broke figs. Yeah, Eddie, price complaints. They're real. They're real. Sleepy Plumber. He made it. He's over on YouTube. Alert. We found him. Hey, guys, go check out the Sleepy Plumber. Sleepy Plumber, tag yourself in YouTube. Tag your whatever channels you want. This guy's worth watching. He's a plumber out in the field. I've been watching him for a while. I've been sneak watching him. He doesn't know. Well, he does now. But I wasn't going to reach out to him unless he said something to me. I was like, I don't like this guy unless he likes me. I'm joking. I think he's cool, man. He sits in his truck. He eats food. He kind of like eats a sandwich or does something, and then he breaks down similar to what we believe. It's really the same thing. In fact, I think in a private DM that he sent me, he said a lot of this stuff is what he already does. And I think that's true for a lot of you. I didn't make this stuff. This is all just relationship-based sales. It's not really anything I came up with. It's really what I've observed. Yeah, at Sleepy Plumber. Follow this guy. Everybody follow this guy. Let's support the trades. This guy's about lifting the trade up, not tearing it down. He's not here to make everybody feel bad. He's here to make. And I'm so sick of that. The Facebook groups. Like, let's value ourselves more. 51 people on here tonight. All right, 41 on Facebook, 10 on YouTube. What did we do the other night? 60. We did a contest at 60, but I think we hit like 72. All right, here's my deal. All right, here we go. I'll do another. I got a merch pack. If we hit, what was it? 60? No, 70. 70. But if we hit 80, I got a $50 gift card. I'll do both. Big Daddy Jeff's in the house. Just met with King Rooter today, their leadership team. Those are fun. Giving direction, clarity, inspiring. They get excited. I see all of a sudden they're going to take off. They're going to build something huge. I love it. You missed the rule number 1, Jeff. Yeah, rule number 1 was don't be late, Jeff. No, I'm joking. That wasn't rule number 1. SoCal in the house. Proper plumbing. My man, Scott. What's up, Scott? I work with so many of you guys. AJ, is that AJ? AJ Plumber. So is this AJ? That's a different AJ, actually. AJ, where are you from? Where are you from? How does this affect? It doesn't affect warranties. That's one of my favorite lines to say. Is like, and you get the full warranty on it. Because let me ask you guys a quick math question before we get into the math. How many of you, if let's say there's a customer that calls up, I'm just going to make numbers up, okay? I don't want to get into what the price should be. That's not what we're doing right now. But Fayetteville, Arkansas? Louisiana. There's probably like a Fayetteville in every state. North Carolina. That was my 15th guess coming. Nah, Sleepy Plumber, you deserve. That's a long overdue shout out, brother. I wish more of the industry knew about you. AJ, so how does it affect the warranties? It doesn't. It doesn't affect the warranties. In fact, like if I'm talking to a customer and I go, hey, look, you know, this is normally a couple $100. I'm going to throw it in, and don't worry, I'm going to put it on your, this is what I'll say to them. I'll say, now, I'm going to give it to you at no charge, but I'm going to put it on your invoice, and then I'm going to deduct it back off because I want the office to see it so you get your warranty. And then people are like, that's amazing. You'll do that? Oh, here was the math I wanted to do for you. Let's say your softener is $2,500. You guys got to help me on that. I started to tell them something, and then we went all, and we all know how that can go. I may never come back. $2,500 for a softener. It's already pre-plumbed. I don't know, $3,000 for a softener. It doesn't matter. And you're standing there, and every call you have that day is just softener, and you're on commission. Let's say you're on some sort of results-based economy. You're gonna make more for this, and the customer's like, I'm not gonna do it unless you give me $200 off. I mean, all of us would be like, I wouldn't want to look like I was desperate, but I would be like, $200 off, let me see what I can do. Come back and say, I'll tell you what, if we can do it now, I can take the $200 off and I can get it done. I would do that. You'd be a fool not to do it. I don't want to drive for another half hour to another call and make nothing. So I would do that, especially on a huge ticket like that. Now, if we're talking about a $400 toilet rebuild or something like $350 toilet rebuild, no, we're not doing any discounts on option one, 0, because that's the most minimal. But if we're going to do some big thing, like, yeah, I'll work something out. In fact, I'm going to show you how to make that magic work for you. But think about that. You'd all give $200 off. How many of you would give $200 off of a $3,800 softener that the customer's ready to install right now? Chuck said, I've never seen fresh turn squirrel and go. Someone check that, man, for Alzheimer's or amnesia or... Tommy says, for sure, Tommy England. I know that name. Tommy, where are you from? I've seen that name before. Yeah, Tommy says, for sure. Who else? Faux show, Gene Short says. Noah says, yep. Corey says, easy decision. So why wouldn't we give them a free water heater flush that was $189? That's actually not giving them $200 off, but they would feel like $200 off. And there's a little glimpse in the value stack. Just a little, you know, it's like a little sugar on, just a little taste. Hope you caught that one. I hope you caught that one because that's the magic of value stacking. In fact, if I'm doing a toilet and someone doesn't like my price, I can either give them $20 off, which ain't going to help them like the price, or I can give them a free emergency stop. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, yeah, I bet it's that galvanized nipple broke off in the wall. That's not the angle stop I'm giving away for free. It's the one that has all day to cut it. It's PEX. It'll take me 1 minute because I'm already doing the toilet. Mom, I let you in here, dude. You're like one of my favorite people. Oh, my gosh. Nick Goodman. What's up? Stop it. I love you. It's been forever, bro. How's your son doing? Still killing it? How's your boy doing, man? Is he still killing it? I want to know. I'll do the minor toilet rebuild for free if they install the soft. Done. I'll rebuild all their toilets for free. I mean, let's get over ourselves. Let's solve problems. Yeah, we got to get paid. I know that. Like, I get that. In fact, I just advocated for how much value you have in the very first episode when we came back on. I totally agree. We're not just plumbers. We're not just service. We're like problem solving, marriage counseling in the home, financial advice. We're doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, tell Brandy I said what's up. That's a good. You ever like? It's funny. I got fresh, but if you're around me, some say I'm stale. But Goodman is actually a good man. Yeah, it's a great family, too. Okay, maybe even a toilet. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. You want to repipe the house? I was here for a spot repair on a line? Yeah, I could replace your toilet for free, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Chris McGann, make the offer irresistible. It's actually called The Irresistible Offer by Russell Brunson. And what I've done is I've taken that training that I learned, because I went through all of the stuff, learned it, and I was already doing this stuff. By the way, a lot of you are already doing this stuff, but what happens is you hear me put it into in a way that you're like, oh, that's what I'm doing. How many of you agree with that right now? You're like, I'm not necessarily teaching you. Maybe there's some hints, but honestly, I'm probably just unveiling, right? How many of you would say, tell me if I'm teaching you or if I'm unveiling? He said, if it's Pauly. Am I teaching or am I unveiling? I believe this is how Scripture works. It's the unveiling of the word. I think I'm unveiling. I think I'm connecting dots. I think a lot of you are naturally gifted at being good humans. Yeah, maybe it is a little bit of both, Chris. Sleepy Plumber, maybe it is a little bit of both. Sleepy Plumber, I think it's Josh. I feel like your name is Josh. I don't know where I'm getting that from, but I feel like watching enough of your videos, you said that, or is that right? I seen that. I love looking for things that I can give away. Heck yeah, bro. It is, he said. Yeah, okay. I thought so. I don't know. I don't even know where half the stuff I know comes from. It's just like, I'm like, oh, I think this. Tommy, I don't know where you're from, but I feel like I met you back at Cisneros Brothers. But I could be thinking of a different Tommy. Wait, no, Tommy said he was in, like, North Carolina. Or that was somebody else. I don't know anything. North Carolina. Oh, VIP Plumbing in Oklahoma. You know, so I will never be able to do a shop visit there. Your tornadoes. I got no interest. No, I'm teaching you, David. Stop. You're in Mississippi. I couldn't. Come on, so you make it too. Do I love you? Let everyone know that we're good friends and that was okay. Put a little laughy face in there for me, please. My whole team's over here. They're trying to hold it. They can't handle it. It's too. Okay. Let's get to the third point, and then we're going to break down this math. If you're on any kind of results-based economy tonight, and you want to sleep better at night, and you want to make more money, this next half of the show is for you. Logan, what's up? Logan says, I'd say both. Your advice is good for people to have respect for the customer and how to talk to people. It's good for people just starting in the industry. I just had my helper follow you so he can learn how to talk to customers. Love it. What do you think about leaving? What does Josh say? What do you think about leaving water heater pans or high water alarms like the small 9-volt? I think it's genius. Yeah, I mean, these are great little add-ons. He said, do you though? Which part? I love you or that I'm joking or that I'm kidding? Yeah, or wait, which part? You know I love you, David. Shoot. David's one of my favorite people, man. 48. Usually all of it, like, it's so crazy how many, like, I'm going to brag on you guys for a second. You know how many, you guys are all, like, you guys are so awesome. I've met so many of you. I've either coached you or I've ran calls with you. Some of you, obviously, I haven't, but you followed me for a long time. But you're the good ones. Like, we're the group that is out there trying to make a positive impact in the world. Yeah, we do plumbing, but at the end of the day, we're trying to impact people. And that's what I love about this group. That's what I love about this community. That's what I love about the Fresh Force. Stack the value, he said. Stack, stack, stack. Get creative. Got to get creative. Got to get creative. All right, let's move into this third point so we can get into this. Okay, the third point, and they're going to tie this all together. Option 1 is free, and option 3. Okay. If I get called out for a rebuild toilet and I find out they got high water pressure, and so then that leads me over to the PRV, and then I find out they don't have an expansion tank, and then it's like, oh my gosh, now they got a 12-year-old water heater. And it's like, okay, you don't need to do all this stuff today, but you probably should understand what's going on in your home, so you're going to need a PRV at minimum for me to be able to warranty this fill valve. And then number 2, unfortunately, because of code and the way that this works, and by the way, I've explained to them on the initial diagnostics that their fill valve works like a dam. I do this every time, so I know I have. And I've said the same thing about if it's a cartridge. I don't care what it is. I'm telling them it's basically a miniature dam, and then it opens. They just all open and shut. In fact, I'll use a light switch half the time to show how a fill valve works. I'll be like, see, there's power always going to this light, but when you turn the switch down, interrupts the power. There's always water going to that tank. It's just that fill valve decides when it goes into the tank. How many of you are like, yeah, there it is. That's what it is. We don't need to worry about how it actually all works. And so that's what I tell them. And so now when I get to the water pressure, I'm like, yeah, you got these little plastic dams, fill valves, whatever. They can't handle more than really 70 pounds of pressure, 80 pounds of pressure. Google itself says anything over 80 is a problem. So what we got to do is put a Hoover dam on your system. I use the Hoover dam. Like, everyone knows what the Hoover dam is. Everyone knows what a dam is. So you see how this all just, they know what they're buying. And I got to put now, because of that, what that does is it kind of works like a two-way dam. So now I've kept the pressure off your system, but when that water heater heats up, it's going to create pressure because it's going to expand when it heats up, and it's got nowhere to go now. It used to push back on the system, but it can't do that because that PRV's there. So now it's going to push back on your fixtures. So we got to protect your fixtures with an expansion tank. Give me another little, yep, this is right. This is how it works. This is exactly how it goes. Little hearts, likes, loves. Fresh is the best. I don't know. Whatever you feel like. Fresh is the best. I'm kidding. Stop it, you guys. But if you want to type it, it's just FRESH. So that's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing with people. And we're just really showing them like how this all works and how this all flows. Well, now I got to deal with the 12-year-old water here. So I'm like, well, normally when I do the expansion tank, it's a good $300-400. But because I got to drain your system down and all that. But if I'm doing your water heater, it's borderline free. I mean, I don't have to do any work. And so I let the customer know, like, hey, look, that was my wife. No, you're the best. Wait, that's a rap song. What brand? Empower the customer with your knowledge. I think it's free your mind. I don't know. Knowledge to the customer will only build consumer confidence, which will lead to bigger solutions. Show's over. If I go out there for that fill valve, now I'm talking about a water heater, and I'm telling the customer, like, look, you don't need to worry about this right now. Put this on your radar for later. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an option for the rebuild, because that's what you called me out here for. I'm going to give you a second option for the PRV, the rebuild, and the expansion tank, because if I put the PRV on, I need to put the expansion tank on. And the third option, if you want to get crazy or for the future or whatever, I could put the water heater on there. If I do the water heater, I'm probably going to charge you for the water heater PRV, slap the expansion tank in, and rebuild the toilet for you, no charge. Now, if it's a really old toilet and they've said things like, I hate my toilet, I wish it was taller, I wish it was elongated, I hate my toilet, now maybe the stack's a little different. Maybe it's, hey, look, if you do the water heater, if you do the PRV, and you do the expansion tank, I'll just throw or I've even done it like this. Watch this one. This is clever. Hey, I'll do the water heater, I'll do the expansion tank, I'll do the PRV, and I'll do the toilet. I'm going to charge you for the water heater and PRV. I'm going to give you the expansion tank for free, and I'm going to charge you for the repair on the toilet, but I'm going to give you a toilet. What? Paul's on here. Me and Paul ran a call. The rest will follow. Why is this stuff hidden? I'm unhiding it. I got it. Unhide them. If there's nothing in there, that's just unhide. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, because he said follow. What's this shoe rated? You should. Yeah, it's funny, Nick. That's funny because I used to say, I remember saying this out loud a couple times and I changed it, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was always that youth group leader that said things and everyone was snickering, but I was what did I say? So I would say your fill valve is like a dam, and the cartridge is like a dam, and so I got to put a Hoover dam on to protect the network. And I was like, that could be taken wrong. So I changed it to the network of dams. Mr. Potty. Yeah, so me and Paul go on a call. Whoa, dude, we're rolling tonight. Option 1 is free, and option 3. Yeah, me and Paul ran a call. Oh, this is fun. Me and Paul ran a call down in Texas. Lady had a offset line, but when me and Paul got there the first time, I ran the camera. Well, no. There was, give me a second. We had a clogged toilet. backed up toilet, backed up tub. Went outside. I saw the collapsed, looked like a sinkhole around the clean out. So I offered a couple different options, but I wanted to run the camera. We got the camera. When we ran the camera, we couldn't even get the camera into the line, really. It only went like 2 or 3 feet. I think we were pulling back mud. Paul, you can correct me where I go wrong on this. But I was shoving it up in there, and I pulled it back out. And then I was like, we can't even get this thing up in there. So we had to dig. So we progressed to the next option, which was put a clean out, like dig this clean out. I told her, I said, look, I don't really know what's going on right now, but I can't get very far in there. And the clean out could be the issue. There's a sinkhole here. It could be something going on. I said, but we can't get anywhere with this thing. So we dug it up, cut the clean out. Before we put the clean out in, there's another gentleman named Tyler there. He ran the camera up about, I don't know, 3-4 feet, whatever it was, and we found the broken line. It was completely broke. So then I went back through and I was like, look, and then I ran the camera and I found a belly. Paul, I don't remember now, but I feel like we found a belly leaving out in the yard. I could be wrong, but I think it was option 1 was tunnel and do the 8-foot repair, 6-foot repair, whatever. Option 2 was do the whole thing, do that section, and then go out to the street with it because she had bellies out in her yard. And the third option was the same price as the second option. I'm getting a little memory phase here. This was a couple years back, but I asked Paul, I said, hey, when you were in there running, because Paul was inside running water while I was outside testing, and I was like, Paul, okay, that's right, Dorinda. I said, I think it was it was a big sale. I know it was a big sale. I don't remember what it was. It was 5 digits. I can tell you that. And so she said, what was it? Okay, I said, hey, Paul, what was the fixtures like? She had a slow running faucet and a toilet that I didn't like. It was one of those cheap Kohlers from Lowe's where you push the little dual button crap and money saver thing. So anyways, so I said, hey, we can, if you do that option 2 and option 3, I've got a new toilet and a new faucet for you at no charge. You're spending a lot of money. It's all going literally down the drain, and I want to at least have something for you. She's like, I don't really want that. And I thought she was talking about the new line. I thought she was talking about the whole system. She's like, I don't really want that. She's like, I love that toilet. And I was like, oh, yeah, I probably should have asked some questions. And so I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, yeah, we don't have to replace the toilet. And she's like, it was a weird question because I was kind of like, she's spending like 20 grand or something. She's like, would you replace my hallway toilet? And I was like, in my mind, like, yeah, what? But yeah. And I was like, yeah, dude, that lady was more, she bragged about that new free toilet. She was so excited about this free toilet. So like she went off. Like she was like, oh, my friends are going to love it. They're going to come by. She was an older lady. She has older friends. They do a little book club or something. They always have to use her low toilet that's uncomfortable. I don't know. It was a whole thing. I solved the whole problem. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. I don't know. Oh, that's the one handle. I was like, what's happening? Dual flush. Thank you. I couldn't think. 12K. Thank you, Paul. That's hilarious. Guys, look. This stuff works. Let's do some math. Who wants to do some math? Let's do some math. I wish it like shook and sang a song. What was it? Matt Pack. I got 8 kids, man. It's Backpack. What was that? No, It's the Map. What was that show? Dora the Explorer. She talked more about that toilet than the sewer line. You're so right. So right, dude, she did. Okay, let's do some math. All right, let's flash up really quick. How many of you are Red Robin? Now, Red Robin, they're selling beef patty, no pink steak fries. Keep it simple, $14.99. That's what they're selling. That's what they're selling, folks. I'll take it a step further. They're probably selling nothing, just a beef patty with nothing for $13. But they knew no one would buy that, so they made this guy, and they put another $1.49 of ingredients, some pickles, some onions, some tomatoes, some lettuce, and a bun, and they said $14.99. People will buy this. Steak fries, endless fries. I think it's endless fries. Yeah, I think they do endless fries. Like everybody's ever asked is like, I've never gotten a refill on the fries. But they go there because they're free fries. Oprah, you get a car. Okay. Now watch this. Let's say I want to add a little piece of cheese. Who likes cheese on their burger? You like cheese on your burger? Tell me if you like cheese on your burger. What kind of cheese you like? I'm going American. I like that cheese. I like pepper jack too, but I'm getting older. Got to, it's after 8. Can't be eating the spices no more. How many of you like the American cheese? Dorita said I was a hero. I saved her from her bunko. Oh, it was bunko. That's what it was. Making fun of her for that half-bath toilet. Yeah, she was the queen of the town. What's crazier is they would have made fun of her more for the toilet not flushing. Because the house was backed up. Pepper Jack, T-Money Plumbing. Pepper Jack before 8. Me too. American after 8. Cheese, please. American. American or Pepper Jack? April, you like every cheese. Cheese, David says. What's that one thing? It was like, cheese. What was that from? No one knows. I think I'm actually thinking of corn. Was it corn? I don't. Moses said I'm lactose intolerant. It was fun while it lasted. Cheddar cheese. All right. Cheese ain't enough for me. Let's put a piece of bacon on it. Let's get the bacon on there, boys. I would just rather have a bacon burger, like just bacon. No ham. Hamburger, get it? See what? Deli sliced American. Okay, look, add a piece. What's that total? $18.27. Bacon cheeseburger, $18.27. But wait a minute. They've already got that on their menu somewhere else, don't they? There it is. That's the same thing we just built. Move that over a little bit. Move that over. Let them see that. So you're telling me, how you guys seen that dude on the internet? You telling me I've been doing it wrong this whole time? I love that dude. I don't know if you ever see this show, sir. You DM us. I'm a fan. You telling me I learned so much from that guy. I feel like making follow-up videos. You telling me I had to learn from this guy? Okay. $1.80 of savings right there. So what's free? The bacon? Basically, is that right? Is that what's free right there? How many of you would buy a cheeseburger with free bacon? Put it in the comments right now. Seriously. How many of you are buying that deal? Cheeseburgers, bacon burgers for the price of cheeseburgers. Come on. I'll tell you what my wife would do. Even if she don't like bacon, she would order that, have them put the bacon on the side, and then she'd give it to me. I know what she would do. But she does like the bacon, so she's not going to do that. She was the one that figured this stuff out for me when I was younger because I just watched her habits. She's the one that can go to the fast food place and have all the employees learning things. Like they're all like, I didn't even know this was in our system. She went to McDonald's one time, and she's persistent, man. Trust me. She went to McDonald's, and she likes their biscuits. So she orders the biscuits $1.19. The sausage biscuit is $1. So she orders the sausage biscuit, but says she doesn't want the sausage. That went for I think she got away with that for 6 months. And then she went back and she was like, hey, I want it or whatever. And they're like, nah, you can't. She's like, all right, well, I want the sausage on the side. Then they would hand it to her, and then she'd be like, hey, can you throw this away for me? The sausage. She got away with that for 6 months, and then she just started throwing the sausages away herself. I'm just like, when are they going to learn to charge $1 for this? Oh, my gosh. They're just throwing sausages away because no one's... It's too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. It's too funny. It's too funny. Hold the bun for me. Give me the meat and lettuce. Yeah, at In-N-Out, which, by the way, is better than Whataburger. Just want to make that point again. At In-N-Out, that's called protein style. Then you got animal style. And then you got the Flying Dutchman, which is protein style and animal style together. You didn't know that, but I do. And I teach you everything that you want to know about In-N-Out right now. Secret menu time. I got it. Got it memorized. Don't even need them to tell me. I could work there tomorrow and train people. I think so. No, it's true, Paul. It's true. It's called the Flying Dutchman. He's saying, no way, Whataburger's better, but I'm ignoring that. It's true. No, it's true, Paul. LeBron really does suck. What happened? Is there something? I want to read it. What's it funny? Someone typed something funny? She learned that in Mississippi. I take it back, your wife's the goat. Dude, she is, bro. You don't even know. What do you want me to say next? I'm not going to lie. But if they got rid of all the Whataburgers, they kick LeBron out of the NBA, my life would be complete. I don't think I'd even do the show anymore. I'd be like, mission accomplished. Caitlin, which one haven't you had? The Joy of Life or Whataburger? No, Jeff, that's not. Don't put it up there. Okay, all right. Whataburger is way sorrier. I agree, bro. Completely agree. Fresh, shut your mouth. All right, I won't teach you any more about value stacking. I won't say it again. Did I say it again? No, I didn't say it again. Never had In-N-Out. You're missing out. Dude, we are rhyming. Let's put on a Dre beat. Let's go. I'm a freestyle. Turn my snare up. All right. Never had In-N-Out. You're missing out. All right. Let's get into this math here. Okay. So we got this. We got another example. Or do we have any other examples? No, we took them down, right? Here's what I'm going to do. You have the Wendy's one still there? You have the images? That's all I need. Flash these up for him really quick. I want you to see this really quick because I think the deal is like $6, Sam? Yeah. So what? You get all this stuff for $6 at Wendy's. Wendy's is giving it away. The double stack biggie bag. They even call it the stack. Dude, they're like in your face value stacking. You're like, nope. In your face. Double stack. Okay, let's see what we get. We get that burger. I think that burger is $3.59. That's the double stack heart attack. What's the next one? What else we get? We're at $3.59. He's searching for him. I put him on the spot. I told him we weren't going to use it. The fries are $2.09 to $3.39 because you can get small, medium, or large. I'm assuming you get the small on this one. So we're at $5. We're already at $5.68. Then you get a Coke for $2.19. We're at like, dude, they're just giving stuff away. Oh, but wait, there's more. And you get a $4. First of all, that looks like a walking mess. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Yeah. Dude, buy the nuggets, the Coke, and the French fries will give you a double stack for free. That's how I'd be selling that. I'll tell you another one, like pitchers of soda. Like if you go to the old pizza parlors, they used to have like mug, root beer, or whatever. And they said, you get the pitcher and then you pour it in the cups. And I'm like, there's 4 drinks in those things usually. And they're charged at the rate of 3. So I'm like, why don't they just be like buy one, get why are they selling pitchers? Why don't they just buy 3, get 1 free, and then bring it out in a pitcher? I never understood that. Where's the beef? Dude, that's classic right there. That lady was famous. Looks like heartburn. I had In-N-Out once. Was called White Castle at the time. No. Okay. I don't even know. So much to teach this group. Okay, I want to do some more math with you guys. I want to do some math. Paul had Wendy's for lunch, and the team and I had Whataburger. And while we were on Masters, I bet Paul outsold everyone today. All right. I wonder. I couldn't get through it. He said I had it out once, but it was called White. It was not. It was White Castle's different. So White Castle is what ruins the inside of your body. They're still laughing. I love it, Patrick. I love you, Patrick. You want a hat or a shirt? Someone else answered that question. I think they said they wanted a hat. If you said you wanted earlier, I gave a hat to somebody. I want to make sure we know if you want a trucker hat. If you want this hat or you want this hat, this style hat. This is actually Mr. Potty's version. That's Mr. Potty's version, but we have this similar hat. Do we have ours trucker hat down here? Every time it's Sam's. So maybe we should get a new one. I mean, but yeah. So we got this one. It's not that his is dirty. He wears it all the time, dude. He's using it. He's always serving. And then we got this one right here. It says fresh on the back, and then it has this. So let us know which one you want. And then who was it that I just said? The other person I wanted, Patrick. I'm going to give you, Patrick, I'm going to give you a merch pack. Okay, that means you're going to get 2 hats, 2 shirts, double wristbands, double. So you're going to get everything we have as far as what we're giving away. And I'm going to give that to you because at least you'll represent something correctly, and I'll be happy to have you do that. But in all seriousness, I'd like to send you a coupon to In-N-Out so you could actually go taste greatness. Those hats are awesome. Hey, let's get my man. Hey, you get Josh a merch pack as well. Sleepy Plumber. Sleepy Plumber. His name is Josh. Oh, never mind. You already have one, Josh, on the way. It got mailed out today, apparently. You got? Does he have one of these coming? Yeah, he has both hats. No, we only gave him one hat. We gave him the trucker cap. I remember. Do you want one of these, Josh? Option 3 includes a shake. If the machine is working, the machine is not working at McDonald's. Trucker hat. Always at the ready. I don't want to be greedy. You're not being greedy, bro. We got it. So I'm assuming you also want the flat bill. Let's just send him one. He don't have a choice. Just send him one. And then, yeah. He said, I'll try the new one down for the roads. Hey, you know what, Patrick? Patrick's getting what is Patrick getting? A merch pack? All right, Patrick, I'm sending you a $10 Visa gift card. I want to buy lunch. That won't be enough. I'll send you a $15 Visa gift card. Times are crazy these days. I got you. I got that In-N-Out. Try animal style, dude. If you don't try animal style, we are going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. We need to get some kids gear. I know so many people request that. All right, this is the math I want to finish with tonight. This is the math that's going to rock your world, okay? And here's what I finally figured out. And I think it's pride. I think it's pride that kind of creeps in there and keeps us from our own thing. We're over here tripping over we're over here tripping over dollars trying to get to nickels. We're over here tripping over dollars trying to get to nickels. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, here's how I want to break this down. Imagine going to a call and giving away a softener for free. No, we probably just went down to 15 viewers. Imagine, I'm going to lose you. Imagine I give away a free water softener, a $3,000 ticket item. And I'm in their home, and I'm looking at a faucet, and I go, man, this faucet is corroded really bad. We could repair it for you, could replace it, but really your problem is a softener. And we get to talking, and they're like, yeah. And I'm looking at their water. You're like, what do you think about this water here? I'm like, well, it's a power vent. So do you know what that is? And they don't know why they got that fancy black muffler box on the top. They're all like, this cool. My water heater's got a fan. I'm like, well, your water heater's about twice as expensive. And I'm like, when you have that kind of a system, you can go to tankless, and it's not that big of a jump. So now they got all this. They're pot committed at this point if they're wanting to replace their power vent. If it's 12 years old, they don't have to. But if they're talking about doing that, and I'm only there for a faucet, I'm entertaining the conversation with them, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, shoot, if you're going to get crazy on me like that, like, let me do this. Let me give you an option to repair the faucet. Let me give you an option to replace this water heater with a power vent so you can see what that looks like. And let me give you an option to do can't think right now, a tankless. So we get into that, and all of a sudden, my tankless price I think is right around probably lower than yours, but it's probably around like 60. By the way, we have a price book calculator that really helps you guys with value stacking. If you have Apple, you can get that app called the Plumbing Sales Coach. No Droid jokes tonight, other than you can't have the app because I don't have it on Droid. But I'm sorry, we will one day. But right now, if you have Apple, you can get the Plumbing Sales Coach app. It comes on the MacBook, comes on the phone, comes on whatever. And there's some really cool features in there you can use. It's free. You can use it. But when I'm talking to the customer about this idea of, $6,600 or it's outrageously expensive, and then I'm talking to them, these power vents are $3-4 grand installed, and the softener, because we have hard water here, it's all correct. I can't put a tankless in without a softener because it's just going to be ruined. Because, I'll explain to people like this, like, hey, you've been pushing little pebbles and sediment down streams into a lake. The water here is like a lake. You're not doing that no more. You're going to be pushing it down little streams into smaller streams when it goes through that tankless, and that's going to clog it up. Customers understand that. They get that. That's going to turn into your PRV, and you don't want it to. So then what I'll tell them is like, look, how about this? I can't really warranty this water heater if I don't put a softener on, so I don't feel comfortable doing a softener. And quite honestly, if you're going to do a softener, that faucet out there should be replaced as well, because you might as well just reset the clock. My third option might be, hey, you pay for the tankless. Maybe I've noticed I'm sure I've noticed some shutoffs or something crazy at this point, because the house got a lot of sediment. I started stacking all this stuff in, and I was like, look, I'll tell you what I could do. I could do all of your shutoffs. I could do them at half price. Think about this, like $200 a shutoff. They got 12 shutoffs. You're talking 12 shutoffs times $250, $300. Normally that's $3,600 worth of work. I cut it in half for $1,800. It's going to take me a couple hours if I'm already draining the system down. I'm going to put that tankless in. It's already power vent, so it's already got gas. It's already got venting. Probably going to be 4 hours on that. 4, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours. Put that tankless or that softener in. I'm probably doing that with the tankless. I'm at 8 hours. I'll go replace that faucet. 9. I got a long day. My close. Give me my close. I'm going to have about 2, 3, $3,500 in parts. I think it's going to be like $8,900. I'm going to go home and hug my wife. And they're going to be happy because they just got a great deal. And I'm going to be the town favorite with money. It's a win-win-win. It's a win-win-win. Someone mentioned North Carolina. I saw Brandon Redmond on here. He's also from that area. There was this, you guys got to go look up win-win-winning on YouTube. You're going to be really shocked at what you find. But back in the day, there was this dude who bought like an auction. When the storage auctions were going crazy and everyone was buying storage units that were getting taken away or whatever, and they would get the contents. They'd pay like $300, $500. They'd bid on them, and then whatever's in the unit. This dude found a barbecue grill with a real severed leg in it. No joke. You got to look this up, dude. And this dude's like, he goes famous. He's kind of backwoods guy. Maybe he doesn't talk to many people. And he's just very excited about this. He calls it, well, what did he call it? It was like he's win-win-winning, but he's like, it's the great find. And I'm like, it's not a good find. I think that's a crime scene, sir. I think you found a crime scene. I don't know what you think you found. I lost people. They're like, wait, what happened? We're doing what? Yeah, send me a pic, bro. And then after you get done eating that, I'll be your favorite person in the world. No, come on, tell me. How much sense does this make? What are we doing? Everything we buy is like this. And I'm going to tell you another thing. People will buy more of the same. So the way I look at it, if they called me out here for a leaking shutoff, and they got a corroded faucet, but they called me out here for the leaking shutoff, they don't value the corrosion. They value the leaking shutoff. So if I go find 5 more shutoffs that are also not working, but they're not leaking, I'm going to let her know because I know she values not shutoffs that don't work. She just didn't know about those 5. So that's going to be my second option. Everything else is going to be my third option. And I'm going to make that first one that I gave out there for free in the second option because that's option 1. And then my third option, I'm going to make all those for free. Or I might even say, you know what? I don't know. Who knows? It could get crazy. I'll tell you one time how I value stacked something. I was at Next Plumbing right here. Lafayette. Single family home, 2-bathroom, kind of a, the sewer line was only 20 feet long. So it wasn't like a big property, a big house, kind of a rougher area. And in fact, I remember them saying, these calls don't convert or something like that. So I go out there, the place had froze. It doesn't freeze down in Louisiana, but it did. And when I was down there, this guy was under the house fixing his sixth fitting. In this particular case, it was really the shut off. It was all CPVC, by the way. It was really the shut off for the toilet, but it happened right before the shut off, so it was the fitting right there. And it was like 2-bathroom. Yeah, it was the sixth one, and it was like I'd say 40-year-old home, 30-year-old home. So the toilet was kind of like cracked up real bad. It had all these where they piece it back together trying to keep the thing to last. It's just shoddy. Faucet didn't work real well in the kitchen. So we're talking about it. I said, look, I can replace this shutoff, but as you know already, it's just going to move the problem down the system. It's just breaking it at the weakest link. Your system's brittle. It's been frozen. It's CPVC. You already know that you've tried 5 repairs. You're going to have to replace it. So I gave him the first option to replace the one shutoff. I gave him the second option to repipe everything. And then I used the first option shutoff price to value, because all my repipe was going to come with shutoffs, and there was about 13 or 14 of them in the home. So I was able to be like, look, one shutoff is $250. I think it was $289 or something, $286 or something. And I'm like, you times that by 12, that's $3,000 over the course of time if you were to replace these all one at a time over time. And I'm like, that's going to add up to be a lot. And I was like, that comes with. And he's like, then the sister and mom were all there. They're all thinking, they're like, dang. So the repipe's like $12,000? And I'm like, no. That's the thing. Because how much work goes into one of those little things and the liabilities, like we can actually plumb those in at no charge if we're already doing all this volume work. We're going to be set up for it. We're going to be laid out for it. It's going to be different work than if we just do them one at a time. So I explained the reality of the true time involved in the work, meaning if I did them one at a time, it would definitely take me longer. Think about it. I drive to your house, takes me a half hour. I diagnose it, talk to you, give you options, takes me 15, 20, 30, I think 30 minutes, but some of you can get another 15, 20 minutes, but I'm 30 minutes. So now I'm an hour into my day. They buy a $289 shutoff. I do the work, takes me a half hour. I clean up, get my check, it's 9:45. I'm an hour and 45 minutes in. I get in my truck. I play a game. Joking, I don't play games. Then I go, okay, it's time to go. Dispatch me, and it's 10 a.m. 2 hours of my day for $289. One repair. If I do that times 12, that's 24 hours invested into replacing all 12 shutoffs. I can do all 12 shutoffs. Honestly, if I'm not repiping the house and I'm just doing the shutoffs, it's probably 2 to 3 hours of work. Maybe 4. Nah, it's CPVC. It's like 2 to 3 hours work. And then if I'm repiping the house, it's taking me no, I don't think it takes me any time. Yeah, type subscribe if you guys want to watch more of these, get alerts and hints. We need to put Trevor on staff. I love this guy. Have we given Trevor anything? You deserve it, Trevor. You make the show better. I appreciate you. Yeah, subscribe. Share it. Tell your friends. Tell the world. I have Value Stack taking the dog for a walk because the owner had a broken... Jeez. Yeah, man. You're just solving problems for people. That's what it's all about. Finding more problems to solve. Sometimes you got to make money on them. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to make money and sometimes you don't. Okay, look. Doing the math, okay? If I'm doing this repipe for $6,800, it's a one-day repipe. I think it was an 8-hour repipe. I was on a shop visit, so the owners don't really pay me to plumb when I come on a shop visit. They don't get their money's worth. They want me to train. So I ended up leaving that call. Some guys were there with me when I ran the call, and then they stayed and plumbed it. Trying to remember who it was. I think it was Blake, but I can't remember. But it was like, $6,800. And they saw it as half price because the $3,200 in value for those shutoffs or $2,800, whatever it was. And you start thinking, like, that's how people think. Can you go back? Do me a favor. Can you go back to that Wendy's thing? Here's where I really want to just kind of reveal the magic curtain here. A lot of times I've seen people on the internet say, "Oh, so what you do is you just inflate the price." No, that is the price. $3.59. If you walk into Wendy's and buy just the double stack, it's $3.59 plus tax. If you walk in there and buy the fries, it's that. If you walk to Dakota, like that's what it's going to be. But you can also buy that biggie bag. So you are genuinely getting that double stack for free. That's real. That's real. It's not a gimmick. And if they had me do the PRV today, and then they had me do the PRV or the expansion tank tomorrow, and then I came back and did the water heater the third day, that is different workload than if I do them all at the same time. You can take them off. Oh, that was like we're on the same page right there. Tell me you're getting this tonight. You have two choices. You can get it overcoming objections, or you can get good at this. Yeah, because Chris, I think what happens is it's not, it's kind of hard to explain on the internet. And to be honest with you, man, I'm on the internet. So there are some times where I'm poking. I'm picking. I'm getting people to interact on my page for a reason. On call sucks. I believe on call sucks. A little bit more to that thought than just simply on call sucks. But you kind of see what I'm doing here. Look at this guy. Put him up there. Lucas Cena. Lucas did $1.2 million in our program one year. I think 2024, if I remember correctly. Sold and plumbed. He ran those calls. I think he was averaging like 3 to 4 calls a week. If you're an owner, you're like, huh? That's only like $500 in advertising dollars. How do you explain to the end user a trip charge, or is it better just to have set prices per issue? So first of all, this is a little controversial. I took away I call it a diagnostics fee, because I don't think anyone wants to pay for you to come out, but everybody understands they got to pay for you to figure something, like to solve it. And so diagnostics fee is going to go a lot more in the sense of value with the word. But when going out there, oftentimes I told them, at the very end of my CSR call at the very end here, I would say, hey, so we're going to be out there between 12 and 2. Looks like on Tuesday, Steve's going to be the one coming out. He's really great. He's done a lot of water heaters. You're going to love him. And, by the way, we do have a $79 diagnostics fee. However, we waive that if you have an actual problem and we solve it. I don't think that's going to be applicable to you because you have an actual problem. I'll say something to those lines. Most people are like, cool. Then when I get to the home, I'm like, okay, so you have the $79 diagnostics fee now. That does get waived if you end up going with one of these options. So that's how I address it. But I'll be honest, once I figured all this stuff out and got my team to an 85-90% conversion rate, I didn't want to stop the lead from coming in. And I figured out the reason why people put diagnostics fees usually is to keep you from wasting your time. Tire kickers. There are no tire kickers in plumbing. There aren't. I know you think there aren't. There just aren't. And for the few that are, there aren't. Like, they have a problem. It's got to get solved. So I put my money into that. I banked on that. Like, you know what? I don't want any reasons that keep them from letting us come out. More than that, I want to get out there and I want to show them an experience, because what I found out was they weren't being cheap. They were protecting themselves. Poorly done, I'll admit, but they were protecting themselves, meaning they had a bad experience with someone else. Someone else charged them $129, came out, told them it was going to be $8,348,000, $214 to repair the toilet. They're like, you're ripping me off. And they're like, well, hire someone else. And so now they're like, I don't want to pay another. There's always an exception to every rule, but typically people who don't have money are calling friends and family, not professional plumbers, usually. Paul Opsa says 80% conversion, no service call fee. That's right, baby. That's how we do it in the program. Customer told me today while I was replacing the water service that he chose us because we didn't charge a trip fee. Yeah. And you replaced his water service line. Am I reading that right? You did a water service? How much was the water service? Yeah, I already know. You're Mr. Drippy. How much was... It's Gene, too. Gene's a real one. Gene's a real one. Gene, do you mind me asking what the price was? I want to make a point though. I bet this guy spent thousands of bucks, but wouldn't spend $89. Yeah, this may not be ice, dude. I don't know that I say it like that, bro, but I definitely along those lines. Like, I'm like, hey, look, you may not want to do this. This might be for the future, but at least you have the information and you can do what you want with it. All day, every day. Dude, the more you tell them to do it, the less they... it's like, man, the guy didn't want to pay. So everybody's over here tripping over dollars trying to get to nickels. I need that $79 diagnosis fee. Hang up on that guy. He's cheap. Gene's like, we'll come. Actually, Laura, or probably Aaron was like, we'll come. And then Laura's like, we're definitely coming. Okay, guys. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. These shows used to be like 20, 30 minutes long, but we probably do got to come to a close. Listen, I think that the series isn't done. What do we got? We got, I want to show you how to build options. Is an episode, and then what's the last episode? Oh, it's just tying it all together. Yep. So that's the next two episodes. Next week, Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday's going to be on the structure of options. Repair, replace, upgrade, today, tomorrow, forever. Kind of breaking down the order. But I wanted to do the math tonight so you understand what can be in the options. Because if you don't have the right things in the options, you can't value. You can't do it if you don't find the problems. And we don't have to go around selling a bunch of crap. We just don't. We just don't. I mean, McDonald's ain't doing it. Wendy's ain't doing it. They're just packaging it correctly. They're bundling it correctly. It's called merchandising. It's just called merchandising if you look it up. If you go to Target right now, they're doing it there. They got things on one aisle, things on another aisle, and then both those things on the end cap for a deal. They just all the time. That's my boy Scott. Love you too, bro. Scott, Idaho. I kept struggling with the town. Eagle something. I feel like. Okay, guys, you get this, your ticket averages skyrocket. Your customer reviews turn into novels. People are like, "It was so amazing." I bet the customer loved you, Gene, for 3,200 plus PRVs. I bet the customer loved you. I can't wait to give you my 3,200. That's the other thing I've noticed. More people are excited about option 3 than they are about option 1. I've even had people like, I really wish I could do option 3. And I'm happy no matter what they pick. I'm not like, oh, they're only doing option 1. No, I'm solving problems. Another good one is just imagine and then paint the picture for them. Okay. Guys. Oh, he said excited for disc. I think it's a killer. I got a little tricky thing coming up on that one. We're not calling it disc no more. I got a whole new thing to unveil, baby. You're going to love it. All right, and I got a tool for you guys that night as well. We're gonna give you guys a chat bot where you can actually take an assessment free. You can take your assessment and you can do it all, and it'll tell you everything about you ever wanted to know about yourself, and you can ask it questions and be like, hey, we already do it with our companies. People love it. Like I think we saved a marriage the other day. They were able to figure out their differences. No, all jokes aside, we didn't save a marriage, but we did bring context. Love you too, brother. Love all of you guys, man. You guys are really kind and really nice. I see the other coaches comments, and you got some people, they get ripped up pretty hard sometimes, and so I really appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Appreciate all of you. Remember, serve your community and everything, not just plumbing. Have a good one. If you want more tips about marketing, sales, and business, type subscribe in the comments and get alerts about future shows. Also, check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and other major platforms. Thanks again for watching The Fresh Approach.
Fresh.